book at bedtime. Tonight, Jeremy Toogood reads Red Gauntlet by Sir Walter Scott.
Hello. The sunset. The sunset. The sunset. The sunset was. The sunset was dying over the hills of Solway Firth. The lone piper on the battlements of Edinburgh, Castle was saluted.
The sunset was dying over the hills of Solway Firth. The lone piper on the battlements of Edinburgh Castle was silhouetted against the crimson
Crimson streaked sky. In the shadows of Cairngrim. In the shadows of Cairngrim, the
Laird of Montrose galloped on the lone piper on the battlements of Edinburgh Castle.
Next.
Here, on top of Edinburgh Castle, in conditions of extreme secrecy, men are being trained for the British Army's first kamikaze regiment, the Queen's Own Kamikaze Highlanders. So successful has been the training of the kamikaze regiment that their numbers have dwindled from 30,000 to just over 1,000 in 3 weeks. What makes these young Scotsmen so keen to kill themselves?
The money's good.
And the water skiing.
Attention!
All right, Sergeant Major, there he is. Now, how many chaps you got left?
6, sir.
6.
5, sir. Good luck, Johnson.
Jolly good, sir, Sergeant Major. Well, I've come here to tell you we got a job for your 5 lads.
4, sir.
Your 4 lads.
Good luck, Taggart.
Now, this mission's going to be dangerous and it's going to be tough, and we're going to need every lad of yours to pull his weight. Now, which 4 are they?
Are these 3? Yes, sir. Okay, off you go, Smith. Right.
Sergeant Major.
Sir.
You don't think it might be a good idea to stop the training program for a little bit?
They've got to be trained, sir. It's a dangerous job.
Yes, I follow that, Sergeant Major.
All right, McPherson, you're next. Off you go. Right.
You see, what is worrying me, Sergeant Major?
I'll make a good one, sir. Good lad, McPherson.
McPherson, only this mission really is very dangerous. We're going to need both the chaps that you've got left.
Both of you, sir.
Sergeant Major, what's this man's name?
This one, sir. This one's MacDonald, sir.
MacDonald. No, hang on to MacDonald, Sergeant Major. Hang on to him.
I don't know whether I can, sir. He's in a state of Mitsubishi Kyoko Mitsunoa.
What's that?
It's the fifth Scotsman can achieve, sir. He's got to finish himself off by lunchtime or he thinks he's let down the Emperor, sir.
Well, can't we get him out of it?
Oh, I don't know how to, sir. See, our kamikaze instructor, Mr. Yashimoto, was so good he never left Tokyo Airport.
Well, there must be someone else who can advise us.
Good morning. Kamikaze, please.
Yes, will you go through, please?
Thank you.
Right, Sergeant Major, no time to lose.
Beg pardon, sir?
No time to lose.
No what, sir?
No time to lose.
Oh, I see, sir. No time to lose, sir.
Yes, that's right, yes.
Yes, no time to lose, sir.
Right.
Is that funny, sir? I've never come across that phrase before. No time to lose. 42 years I've been in the regular army and I've never heard that phrase.
Well, it's in perfectly common parlance.
In what, sir?
Oh, never mind. Right, no time to lose.
Eventually, yes, sir.
What?
Well, like you said, sir, we'll be able to make time, eventually, without to lose, sir, no.
Look, I don't think you've quite got the hang of this phrase, Sergeant Major.
Morning. No time to lose. Now then, how are you thinking of using this phrase?
Well, I was thinking of using like a good morning, dear. What is in no time to lose?
Yes, well, you've not quite got the hang of that, have you? No time to lose, no time to lose, no time to lose, no time to lose. You want to use this phrase in everyday conversation, is that right?
Yes, that's right, yes.
Yes, good.
My wife and I have never had a great deal to say to each other. In the old days, we used to find things to say like, pass the sugar or that's my flannel. But in the last 10 or 15 years, there just hasn't seemed to be anything to say. And anyway, I saw your phrase advertised in the paper, and I thought, that's the kind of thing I'd like to say to her.
Yes, well, what we normally suggest for a beginner such as yourself is that you put your alarm clock back 10 minutes in the morning so you can wake up, look at the clock, and use the phrase immediately. Should we try it?
Yes.
All right, I'll be the alarm clock. When I go off, look at me and use the phrase, okay?
No! Time to lose.
No, no time to lose.
No time to lose.
No time to lose.
No time to lose.
No, to lose, like to lose in France. No time to lose.
No time to lose.
No time to lose.
No time to lose.
No, no time to lose.
No, no time to lose.
No Time to Lose. The story of the wild and lawless days of the post-impressionists.
All right, you yellow-bellied sidewinder. Go for your guns.
Anyway, no time to lose, Sergeant Major.
Look out, sir! Donald! Donald! We'll have to hurry, sir. Donald, put that down. Put that down, lad. He's reached the 6th plane already, sir.
Right, well, here are the plans, Sergeant Major. Good luck.
To you, sir!
And good luck to you, MacDonald.
Thanks, sir. On guard, Donald. No time to lose.
Very good, Sergeant Major.
Yes, excellent.
So it was that on a cold November morning, RSM Murdoch and Sapper MacDonald, one of the most highly trained kamikaze experts the Scottish Highlands have ever witnessed, left on a mission which was to... I can't alter this, actually.
Right, MacDonald. No time to lose.
Well, that's the mission. Now, here's the method. RSM Murdoch will lull the enemy into a false sense of security by giving them large quantities of money, a good home, and a steady job. Then, when they're upstairs with the wife, Sapper MacDonald will hurl himself at the secret documents, destroying them and himself. Well, that's the plan. The time is now 1942 hours. I want you to get to bed, have a good night's rest, and be on parade early in the morning. Thank you for listening, and thank you for a lovely supper.
And Sue? Intrepid RSM Murdoch and Sapper MacDonald made their way to Wawa towards the Russian boulder. And so RSM Murdoch and Sapper MacDonald made their way towards the Russian boulder.
Yes, penguins. What relevance do penguins have to the furtherance of medical science? Well, strangely enough, quite a lot. A major breakthrough? Maybe. It was from such an unlikely beginning as an unwanted fungus accidentally growing on a sterile plate that Sir Alexander Fleming gave the world penicillin. James Watt watched an ordinary household kettle boiling and conceived the potentiality of steam power? Would Albert Einstein ever have hit upon the theory of relativity if he hadn't been clever? All these tremendous leaps forward have been taken in the dark. Would Rutherford ever have split the atom if he hadn't tried? Could Marconi have invented the radio if he hadn't by pure chance spent years working at the problem? Are these amazing breakthroughs ever achieved except by years and years of unremitting study? Of course not. What I said earlier about accidental discoveries must have been wrong. Nevertheless, scientists believe that these penguins, these comic, flightless, web-footed little bastards, may finally, unwittingly, help man to fathom the uncharted depths of the human mind. Professor Rosewall of the Labour Institute.
Hello! Here at the Institute, Professor Charles Passerelle, Dr. Peaches Barkovitz and myself have been working on the theory originally postulated by the late Dr. Kramer that the penguin is intrinsically more intelligent than the human being. The first thing that Dr. Kramer came up with was that the penguin has a much smaller brain than the man. This postulate formed the fundamental basis of all of his thinking and remained with him until his death. Now, we've taken this theory one stage further. If we increase the size of the penguin until it is the same height as the man, and then compare the relative brain sizes, we now find that the penguin's brain is still smaller. But, and this is the point, it is larger than it was.
For a penguin to have the same size of brain as a man, the penguin would have to be over 66 feet high.
This theory has become known as the waste of time theory and was abandoned in 1956. Hello again. Standard IQ tests gave the following results. The penguins scored badly when compared with primitive human subgroups like the Bushmen of the Kalahari, but better than BBC programme planners. The BBC programme planner's surprisingly high total here can be explained away as being within the ordinary limits of statistical error. One particularly dim programme planner can cock the whole thing up.
These IQ tests were thought to contain an unfair cultural bias against the penguin. For example, it didn't take into account the penguin's extremely poor educational system. To devise a fairer system of tests, a team of our researchers spent 18 months in Antarctica living like penguins and subsequently dying like penguins, only quicker, proving that the penguin is a clever little sod in his own environment.
Therefore, we devised tests to be given to the penguins in the fourth set. I do beg your pardon, in their own environment.
Shh! What is the next number in this sequence? 2, 4, 6. Did he say 8? What is...
The environmental barrier had been removed, but we'd hit another, the language barrier. The penguins could not speak English and were therefore unable to give the answers. This problem was removed in the next series of experiments by asking the same questions to the penguins and to a random group of non-English speaking humans in the same conditions.
What is the next number? 2, 4, 6.
Hello?
The results of these tests were most illuminating. The penguin scores were consistently equal to those of the non-English speaking group.
These inquiries led to certain changes at the BBC. While attendances at zoos boomed.
Soon these feathery little hustlers were infiltrating important positions everywhere.
Правда, Карамятов?
We must study them in conditions of absolute secrecy.
Yeah?
Look on!
Yeah?
He hasn't gone off.
Slotting! Slotting!
He's going to
What? And welcome to Spot the Loony, where once again we invite you to come with us all over the world to meet all kinds of people in all kinds of places and ask you to spot the loony. Our panel this evening, Gert Svensson, the Swedish mammal abuser and part-time radiator.
Good evening.
Dame Elsie Occluded, historian, wit, bon vivant and rear half of the Johnson brothers.
Good evening.
And Miles Yellowbird, up high in Banana Tree, the golfer and inventor of Catholicism.
Good evening.
And we'll be inviting them to spot the loony. Yes, quite right. A viewer from Preston there who's pointed out correctly that the entire panel are loonies. 5 points to Preston there, and on to our first piece of film. It's about mountaineering, and remember, you have to spot the loony.
The legendary south face of Ben Macdouey. Dark, forbidding.
Yes, well done, Mrs. Nesbit of York. Spotted the loony in 1.8 seconds. On to our second round, and it's photo time. We're going to invite you to look at photos of Tony Jacklin, Anthony Barber, Edgar Allan Poe, Katie Boyle, Reginald Maudling, and a loony. All you have to do is spot the loony. Now, I must ask you, please, not to ring in until you've seen all the photos. Yes, you're right. The answer was, of course, number 2. I'm afraid there's been an error in our computer. The correct answer should, of course, have been number 4, and not Katie Boyle. Katie Boyle is not a loony. She is a television personality. Now it's time for Spot the Loony historical adaptation. And this time it's the thrilling medieval romance Ivanhoe, a stirring story of love and war, violence and chivalry, set amidst the pageantry and splendour of 13th century England. All you have to do is spot the loony. Yes, well done, Mrs. L of Leicester, Mrs. B of Buxton, and Mrs. G of Gatwick. The loony was, of course, the writer, Sir Walter Scott.
I didn't write that. Sounds more like Dickens. You bastard.
Or was he the greatest flowering of the early 19th century romantic tradition? The most underestimated novelist of the 19th century? Or merely a disillusioned and embittered man?
Please.
Here.
Thank you. These trees behind me now were planted over 40 years ago as part of a policy by the then Crown Woods, who became the Forestry Commission in 1924. The Forestry Commission systematically replanted this entire area. That's 40,000 acres of virgin forest. By 1980, this will have risen to 200,000 acres of softwoods. In commercial terms, a coniferous cornucopia, an evergreen Eldorado, a tree-lined treasure trove. No, a fat fir-cone future for the financiers. But what are the costs? Go away, in human terms. Who are the casualties?
For this was Sir Walter Scott's country. In many of his finest romances, such as Guy Mannering or Red Gauntlet, no, Scott showed himself to be not only a
The spruces and firs of this forest will be used to create
also a writer of humour and...
Britain's timber resources are being used up at the rate of over...
one man who knew Scott was Angus Tinker.
Much of Scott's greatest work, and I'm thinking here particularly of Heart of Midlothian and Old Mortality, for example, are concerned with preserving the life and conditions of...
Forestry research has shown that a wholly synthetic soft timber fibre can be created, leaving the harder trees, the oaks, the beeches, the larches, and the pines, and even some of the deciduous hardwoods. This new soft timber fibre would totally replace the plywoods, castboards, and chipboards at present dominating the... In the Waverley novel, Scott was constantly concerned to protect a way of life. Safeguard national institutions and aspirations within the necessary limitations of the Gothic novel. Scott explored the tortuous and at times self-destructive subject.
Developments in reinforced timber.
Scott lived in Abbotsford, in the heart of the country.
Maplewood and rosewood veneers on the
A subjugated country, Scott.
An increase in the Canadian timber exports,
Which were still recovering from the effects of two unsuccessful Jacobite rebellions.
for wood pulp adhesives.
In Rob Roy and also in
But
Old
a decline in hardwood.
Scott was at pains to emphasise the...
The end. Then, Ned.
Then.
The end. The end.
Next week on Book at Bedtime, Jeremy Toogood will be reading Anna Sewell's Black Bottom, Black Bottom,